Hi, welcome to this segment of Our Ventura TV. My name is Bob Taylor. I'm here today with my guest, Mark Charney from the Oxnard Ambassadors. Welcome, Mark.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, tell us a little bit about the Oxnard Ambassadors.
Certainly. The Oxnard Ambassadors is an independent organization, a corporation, doing business in the city of Oxnard. And our business basically is to promote the image of our community, primarily through promoting relationships, between the business community and the military and other public organizations, public and private organizations.
Okay, so you are more of an advocate for Oxnard than you are just like with the military or the little things that you do. You're an Oxnard advocate.
We are an advocate for the city of Oxnard. We also try to do things for the betterment of the city of Oxnard.
Okay, in what way do you, I know nowadays, we're both from a different, kind of little different generation, the Vietnam days, and we just didn't do things right for our vets. We understand that. But right now I think the relationships are good. What do you guys do to promote that even more so in Oxnard because of our bases and stuff?
Well, we do several things. We host the military when they're available for us to do it, to receptions so that they can meet members of the business community. Okay. We participate with the Oxnard Chamber of Commerce in such things as the Military Appreciation Dinner. That's an Oxnard promotion. We had a mixer at the Channel Islands Maritime Museum recently, and we'll do that periodically, honoring the military and inviting the military to attend. And then one of the most popular events that we do, and I think one that's most appreciated in the community, is that we host national and regional military bands to perform in the city.
Oh, that is great. They have some great military bands out there.
Yes.
So you got to do like a concert series kind of deal, or how do you do that?
Yeah, the military has its own formula as to how it has to be done, and that is that the tickets are free. You have to distribute tickets, but the tickets are free. There can't be any fundraising.
To do with it, okay. I understand that.
And whoever the host organization is has to bear all the cost of bringing the military in, other than the cost of transporting the band itself. But
right.
Renting the auditorium, providing programs, providing advertising, all that's borne by the host organization. And that's what the ambassadors do in our community to host those bands.
Well, when all of a sudden I'm kind of lost here just a little bit because I've got a couple of questions. Mm-hmm. You have to do that based on the military standards, the thing they do, so no fundraising.
Right.
So you're talking a lot of volunteers to have to do things without any dollars behind you. Now, could people got to donate stuff like seats or something, or can they donate things to help with it?
No, we can't accept donations for the concert.
So it's strictly you guys give away tickets and kind of coordinate the people coming in, that kind of thing?
Yeah, we pay for, or sometimes we get donated the printing of the tickets, okay. The advertising posters and things like that. Sometimes that's donated by merchants who want to help us. Sometimes right. we pay for it. We rent the auditorium. So the ambassadors bear the cost of that, and that's part of our, what we do for the community.
Okay, now we'll get more into the other things you do besides the military, mm-hmm. which I know are quite a few things.
Right.
Oxnard Ambassadors. When you think of everybody that the Oxnard Ambassadors gets involved in everything you guys touch, how many volunteers do you guys work with per year?
Well, there are only 30 active members.
Of the Oxnard Ambassadors themselves?
Of the ambassadors themselves. But for many of our functions, we have a lot more than just those 30 members.
You'd have to,
we have friends, we have family,
right.
We have members who are no longer active members but who are still participating, who join us. So we do, one of the things that we support is the Strawberry Festival. We do a strawberry.
And that takes a lot of volunteers, probably just you're part of it.
I would guess, we dip our own strawberries. I would guess that on those dipping days we probably have 100 people
wow.
who are involved. And then, of course, we man the booths for 2 days. So we have 4 shifts, and those booths have volunteers in them, and we have people who come from out of town to help us man the booths just because they enjoy the activity.
Well, you know, everybody in the county along 101 knows that Strawberry Festival weekend, you're either going to the festival or you're staying home because you're not going anywhere else on them roads anyway.
And we're not responsible for the traffic.
No, I know. I mean, so it's been known around Oxnard forever, that Strawberry Festival, and they really do a first-class job.
They do, and it's one of the community activities that we're proud to participate in.
Okay, so let's get off military for a moment. Not that that's not a great subject, but what other things do the Oxnard Ambassadors get involved in?
Well, over the years, we've done a number of things. We give scholarships. That's one of our programs this year. Give scholarships to high school students to help them afford to attend either community college or Channel Islands University. So that's a program. We've made donations to the St. John's Hospital. We made a very major capital donation for their healing garden that was built a few years ago.
Right.
And those are the types of things that we've done over the years.
Those healing gardens do an awful lot of good.
Yes.
I mean, you can look at it from the outside and think, what's this got to do with a hospital? But I tell you, the people I have seen, especially in the cancer treatment places, you know, after chemo or something, you see them sitting in there just relaxing and stuff, and that really means an awful lot to them.
It was, and one of the reasons for our gift, not by no means the only reason, but a big motivation was the fact that one of our members died of cancer, had been treated at St. John's, and he was very positive about the way he was treated, and that gave us kind of the impetus to make that gift.
You know, throughout my life I've seen, you know, quite a few people have passed away of cancer, and I'm sure you have too. But it seems they're always more content with everything that happens than those of us around them that just want everything perfect for them, you know?
That's true. It's
you know, I guess that's totally a different subject.
Yeah, it is.
All right, now getting back to the kids. Do kids come to the Oxnard Ambassadors to apply for a scholarship, or do you work with the colleges themselves to find eligible children, or the high schools?
We generally go to the schools and ask them to suggest what students would most benefit from that type of a gift.
And that's just so tough to do these days. It's got to be really hard for you guys. You know, I used to be part of the Optimists, and we would do the same thing at Camarillo, but we would get some people applying that had plenty of money and others applying with no money, and you don't always see the financials from the kids coming.
Right.
So you really got to be very careful about a lot of that kind of stuff.
It's true, and we do try to give it to the people who it will mean the most to,
Right.
and who are likely to benefit from it.
Okay, so what are the requirements to become an Oxnard Ambassador?
That's a good question, and I should have boned up on that. But it's basically a history of being active in community organizations in our community.
So you look for some type of community do-gooder or community activist in a positive way.
Yeah, we're looking for people who have been leaders in other community groups who want to continue to support the community in a little different way.
Well, you fit in there perfect, being one of the founders of VCLA, who was one of my guests not too long ago here on the show. So being a founder of that community thing, now you're working in the Oxnard Ambassadors.
And that's very typical of all the ambassadors have had a history of some sort of community involvement.
And they just want to stay involved with Oxnard and pushing the Oxnard thing and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, most of us not only do that, but they are still involved in other community organizations, maybe broader than the city of Oxnard. You know, United Way, Food Share, people who are on our board are also on those boards. So.
Right. Now, do you find, like with most volunteer groups, do you find your group getting older and older? Or are you bringing in some young blood?
I'm getting older and older.
Well, of course, I am too in the groups I'm in, but I tend to see not as many young people getting in as would really like them to get in.
We are looking for younger people. We've been recruiting younger people, and if you make me the comparative, then we have successfully brought in younger people.
Okay.
Although the younger people we're bringing in maybe in their 40s and 50s, which
isn't so bad.
That gives them the chance to have a track record.
Right. Yeah. Right. So they have to have that track record to get to you to start with, so you know they have the record, and that gives them another 20 years if they're staying in Oxnard and really want to help out.
Right.
All right, great deal. So how do you work with the military? Does the military contact you? You contact them? You give them a list of things you want to do? Or all of that?
Yeah, all the above. There are 5 national military bands, one for each branch of the service.
Okay.
And they all have schedules that you can reach on the internet nowadays.
Okay.
And they basically rotate, so one of those bands is on the West Coast or in this general area every year. So the Army band, for instance, will be in this year and then again 5 years from now.
So they're not all around together at one time?
They're not, and the budget situation in Washington has really cut that down a lot. The services had to about halve their schedules and do a lot less traveling for the last couple of years. So we've had some. It's been a challenge to get the bands in, but we've done it. We've had the bands in, and right now we're working on I mentioned the Army band. It's the U.S. Army Field Band stationed in Washington, D.C. That's their national band, and they travel with not the singing soldiers, the chorus of soldiers, and we're working to bring them into our community next spring or late winter. It'll be their turn to rotate. So one way or another, we generally get a band in every year. Sometimes we are lucky and can get 2 bands in.
It's got to be them oddball years.
Yeah, and we contact them. They stay in touch with us. Oxnard is a great community for them to come to.
The base is here too.
The base is here. They've got a lot of support from the community.
Friends and family and that kind of thing.
Yeah. The last concert we had, the Ventura Veterans Home, I think had 3 vans of veterans who came to the concert.
Oh, that's good. That's really great.
They really appreciated it, and it was really appreciated that they were there. So
right. Yeah. And just bringing that together in the community just goes so far to raise not just awareness of the things that are going on around us, but also the relations. Mm-hmm. So we got just a couple minutes left.
Okay.
If somebody wanted to join the Oxnard Ambassadors or get involved or had a lot of questions, how would they contact you, Mark, or somebody from the Ambassadors?
Yeah, they can contact me at my office. Can I give my telephone number?
You sure can.
805-988-8321. Or they can contact any other member of the Ambassadors. We don't have an office. We don't have a staff.
You have a website?
It's all volunteer run. It is. We do have a website, and it's OxnardAmbassadors.com.
Okay.
So you can go look us up on the website and contact us through that. The procedure is you talk to a member. That member proposes you for membership. The membership committee meets with you, gets your resume, what your involvement has been, and then recommends membership to the overall group. The group votes on it, and if there's a vacancy, then the members.
So you're only going to get so big?
We can only have 30 members. That's in our charter.
Oh, okay. So you can't get any
we're
bigger than that
limited to
anyway.
30, yeah.
So if anybody good came in, you'd say either hang on or can you work on this committee for a while?
There are some of us older fellows who are willing to take an inactive status. That we have this
for the right people.
We have the inactive status. So in order to bring more people in, new people in, we can generally find somebody who's willing to say, okay, I'll go inactive. You lose your voting rights, but you still can participate in most activities, and that's mostly what people want. They're not so interested in voting or not.
Well, Mark, I really want to thank you for being with us today.
It's been my pleasure.
We've run out of time. It's time for us to say goodbye. But thank you for being here. Thank you very much for being with us. My name is Bob Taylor. I've been your host for this segment of Our Ventura TV. I've been here today with my guest, Mark Charney from the Oxnard Ambassadors. Thank you very much.